Recording is in progress. Amazing. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday workshop. This week, we have got the lovely Catriona Jones on. We go way back. I can't even remember when we first actually met. Can you?
Oh gosh, that's
Oh,
a really
no. Was
good
it with
question.
Sophia?
Yes,
Oh, my
that
God. That was
is
ages ago.
pre-COVID, couple
Yeah.
of years before COVID.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. Oh, my God. That
yeah,
was ages and
yeah,
ages ago, wasn't it?
yeah,
Crikey.
yeah. I'm
So,
sure if we look it up, we'd be able to figure it out maybe 6, 7 years ago.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because I was just in my flat. That was,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, that I'll get
There we
us two
go.
catch
I'm
up.
a tangent.
But like, um, but myself and Kat go way back, and she is just somebody that has really helped me throughout my entrepreneurial journey as well. We've kind of supported each other, like along the route. But Kat has really helped me step into like my authenticity, just kind of really really kind of like embrace where it is that I want to go. And
Mm.
I was, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Amy. I'm known as a dietista, but I'm also a corporate freedom business coach. I've got a business called the Dietista that I built from the ground up and start up programs and all that kind of good stuff. And now I'm teaching other people how they can create businesses they love and leave jobs that they don't, essentially, so that they can leave jobs that they don't. And Kat really helped me with that. So I'm really, really pleased to have her with us today. And I know that she's going to be talking about embracing your inner game so you can prosper. And at the end, she's got a lovely free gift as well. So make sure that you stick around and watch to the end of this. And then, yeah, we'll be posting that a little bit later on. But I'm going to actually let me introduce you, Kat. I've got your bio here. I'm going to do
Oh,
that.
lovely. Go.
All right, then. So, Catriona Jones is an international author, female empowerment coach, motivational speaker, and runs a busy practice and coaching academy in her hometown of Derry. I still haven't been. Her mission is to empower you to build unstoppable confidence and purpose in the world from within to flourish in life. Starting her career as a primary school teacher in London, Kat travelled extensively, has a passion for education and empowerment. Utilizing her experience as a seasoned life coach, intuitive healer, and teacher, Kat has created a comprehensive roadmap and toolkit to help you step into your power and claim your path in the world. Through her guidance and her self-development book, Bloom Girl, which I have a copy of, she encourages you to embrace the inner game and feminine energy, raise awareness of limiting beliefs, overcoming obstacles to move forward in a new direction. She's definitely well known for her passion, authenticity, and humor, and her calm energy is indeed contagious and inspiring. Kat's really helpful and will clarify the journey of building unstoppable confidence and offer a valuable toolkit supporting your personal growth and prosperity. So, yes, welcome,
Yes.
Kat. And you're going to be talking about embracing the inner game to prosper. So, take it
Yes.
away.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, and thank you for having me. It really is lovely to stay connected and to join you this evening. I'm going to launch right in because I know that we don't have a great deal of time together, and I think that
Mhm.
time is our most precious asset. So I want to give you something really worthwhile to take away this evening. So thanks for having me. It's lovely to meet you and connect with you this evening. And I'm going to talk about the inner game. Now, there's one thing I know for sure of being on this journey and being an entrepreneur for decades is that anytime I want to make a shift or a change or manifest or achieve or whatever that is you call it, because we've got lots of great words and language for that today, more than ever, I know the work is within.
Mhm.
And I'm now 16 years as a life coach, and the life coaching industry has become more vibrant and exciting than ever. And I think that to really stand out in your business and to step into that authenticity that Amy talked about there is to know your story, to know the essence of who you are and to embrace that journey within. And for me, there is always another layer. So embracing the inner game to prosper. I just think that our true essence is opulence. And you know, I love that. I love this notion that we come from this perfection. And it doesn't really matter what we call it, but it's just having a moment. So as you allow yourself to arrive and settle into this workshop this evening, I would love you just to feel into that energy and this idea and truth, really, that we come from a source that is perfection. It doesn't matter if you call it God, source energy, the universe, your angels, Gaia, the sun, the moon, but just knowing that we all come from a source energy and it really is perfect. So the energy that we have within is perfection. And life tends to get in the way and contaminate that energy, if you like. And this happens through our life. And in my book, Bloom Girl, which is for men and women, because it's, you know, it's the same energy for all of us because we hold both masculine and feminine. When we come into this world, we come in as this, let me say, curious child, creative child, willing to give things a go. You know, we're not self-conscious, we're not full of fear. We come from that heart center of pure love, and everything is exciting. And then the system and institutions have a really good go at trying to kick us into shape. I say that because I'm referring to myself that got out of traditional teaching. And that, you know, by the age of 7, they say, the psychologists agree that by that age then that we have got to that stage where we begin to question things, we begin to seek approval from the outside world, and we really lose that beautiful natural curiosity and creativity and spark of who we are. So we kind of have to do a little bit of inner work. All of us have inner work to do to remember the truth of our authenticity and to reconnect with our purpose. And actually, chapter 1 of Bloom Girl is all about purpose. And I suppose it's the primary school teacher than me that really believes that there is a genius within each and every one of us. Now, it doesn't mean we're all going to be the times table champion in school, or we're going to win the art competition. But there is that artist, that adventurer, the philosopher, that person that is just so great with their hands, that can turn things around or needs to be outdoor. You know, we all have that ability. And when we get to connect deeper with that and tap into that, that's when we get into that state of flow and genius. And then we raise the vibration and come into alignment. And then we're congruent with the truth of who we are. So how do we get there? How do we get there? Okay, so what I would say is the core piece of Bloom Girl and the philosophy in my coaching program comes from one of my greatest teachers, Louise Hay. You know, I have been blessed to certify as Louise Hay coach and teacher years ago. And the inner child work is really the piece for me that is pure magic. And it is connecting with all those parts of us. So who am I? So I'm this woman. I'm in menopause. I identify as a woman on the spectrum. I was 50 this year. I'm a mother. I'm a teacher. I'm all those things. But still within me, there are different parts to me that will always be parts of me. Okay, so on the whole, in my day to day, I have to do my best to be a mature adult. However, thankfully, there is a little girl within there, my inner child, and she likes to have fun. She can get distracted. So nurturing that part. We also have an inner teenager, and my inner teenager is very rebellious, but she also knows how to get things done. and she's not afraid. So I have, over the years, got to know these different parts of me. Now, there's two key pieces as well in your inner game. And one we're all going to be very familiar with. I call this the critical parent, or it can be the negative voice or a critical friend. It can be the chatter, the monkey on your shoulder, the saboteur. And I always encourage my clients to have a name for it and learn to connect with that energy, to hear that voice. And this is the voice that often pops in and says, who do you think you are? You don't know anything about coaching. You're not really an author. So we hear that voice and then we counteract it. And you know, before I had this toolkit, Amy, I often tried to resist that voice. And by resisting it, it actually intensified it. And through this work and the development of this toolkit and working with clients and my own continuous inner work, I've learned that hearing this voice is the best thing we can do. Is to listen to that voice and say, okay, what would you like to say? What is it you would like to say? And giving it a few moments to share. And then there's something that just relaxes that energy. Because remember, that voice is trying to keep us safe. It's trying to protect us because we may be doing something different. We may be breaking an old pattern. And it wants to keep us safe. The first thing I always recommend with this piece of work and with if you go to catrionajones.com/Bloomgirl this evening, you will be able to download a 20-page workbook that looks like this. Now, this is a step-by-step coaching manual, and everything that you need to embrace the inner game and connect with yourself, your purpose and your passion, and linking it to your work and your business is all here, including a wheel of life to look at the different areas of your life. So these patterns and this toolkit works for whether you're looking to manifest more money in your life, better health, a relationship, a new house. It's the same process, having the tools. And the particular page I wanted to share with you this evening is page 17, connecting with your inner family. So this is basically the dynamic, Amy, that we want to be spending our time engaging with. Because I can get into everybody's business. I can be worried about what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is up to. And I have to bring it back to myself. The work is within. So when we think of the inner family, we've got that inner child, we've got the inner teenager. We might have the younger 20-year-old Catriona, the 30-year-old Catriona, you know, the 40-year-old, this new midlife me. And then the really important piece that I connect with first is the nurturing parent. Now, the nurturing parent is key because very often when we're feeling stuck or struggling in life or feeling emotionally challenged or going through, you know, suffering from anxiety, I talk about my own journey, you know, years ago of suffering from anxiety. I had a digestive challenge. I had real low self-worth and I had a real terrible attitude towards myself. It was really towards myself, and the self-talk and things I used to say to myself were awful. So going into that journey, the first thing we want to do is set up the nurturing, loving parent. Mm-hmm. And this again is another part of us that is kind and gentle and soothing. And unfortunately, the critical parent or the negative voice has been the one driving the bus when we are feeling low or the energy is low. Mm-hmm. So we want to take control of the situation. And my understanding really is to set the stage, if you like, to set that process up. We want to be connecting with ourselves, and that can be pressing pause, you don't have to go straight into meditation. I know that can take time, or some people are not interested in that. It's like, oh my God, I can't meditate. I do meditate every day. It could be a walk in nature. It could be a bath, whatever that is that you do. And I'd love to hear, what you do to hit that Zen spot. And then from that place, and we can have a go at this if you want, we connect with that gentle voice, because we all have a nurturing parent inside. It's that voice that when a friend is feeling upset, that would you like a cup of tea? Is there anything I can do to help? Just be. So once we have created that soft landing, then we can get into the dynamics of the inner family and find out what that voice is. If the voice is saying, you better not give that job up, Amy. Oh, you don't want to do that. You want to work 9 to 5. Oh, that's not what we do. And then you have this inner soothing voice that might say, well, let's give it a go. I can always go back to that, or let's see what this is like. It may work out. And having that nurturing and checking in with the inner family, because the inner game is getting to know what your belief system is. What is that story that you inherited from the past that is producing the results that you're getting, and turning the story around? So the whole theme of the Bloom Girl philosophy is, what do I love to do? What does that little girl love to do? Or that inner child, that little boy? What lights him up? What was it that brought him joy when he was small? What is that connectivity that nobody woke up and said, oh, when I grow up, I want to be in an office with no light and sitting still for like 9 to 5. How do I honor how do I honor my inner child, my natural talent, and connect with my purpose? And then what are the beliefs around that area of life? Again, going back to whether it is work, career, building a business, relationships, health goal, nutrition goal. What were the beliefs that were given to me? So it's always that process of connecting with the inner family, getting to know at a deeper level parts of those, and then turning the story around with the beautiful work of morning rituals, affirmations, journaling. There's a great toolkit with Bloom Girl as well that you get to choose from, to say, well, and that changes, because sometimes I think, oh, I'm going to do journaling, and recently I've been really enjoying yoga. Finding what that is that's going to shift your energy.
And it really does. I remember because I've got a fabulous mentor. I've always worked very well in the masculine energy, the doing energy, right? Awesome in that. That's my training, right? As a Gen X, that's something that we do so well. Socially conditioned to be like this, work like this, think like this, operate like this. And the moment that I started to incorporate rituals, just like, you've got in Bloom Girl and you've put in, and actually, instead of getting up in the morning and going, go, which was what I used to do, it's actually taking that time just to actually fill your own cup first. And I always kind of thought, oh, that would be nice to do, but I just don't see how that would benefit me until I did it. And I was like, oh, your mindset's completely different, isn't it? Absolutely different.
Yes. And it is, Amy, and there is something really beautiful about catching the early morning.
Yeah, there is.
And, I know there's lots of, there's a movement around the 5 o'clock club, because Robin Sharma wrote the book, The 5 O'Clock Club. And I always like, yeah, but they're in America. It's too early. It's too dark here. Now, I do get up. I've been getting up at 5:30 recently, 6:30. I'm always around that time, and it does move seasonally in that. But I would never be later than 6:30. Now, there's something really magical about that time of the day. If you think energetically of your community or where you live or society, when you get up that time of day and most other people are asleep, just to open the window and to listen to a bird or just connect with your senses is
Mm-hmm.
a morning ritual and meditation.
Yeah.
You know, the simplicity of that stillness. And I do love the work of Eckhart Tolle, you know, the power of now and the power of practicing now. Beautiful suggestions as well, you know, of just that connection. We must connect to self first and embrace that inner game.
Mm.
And I always say to clients, it doesn't mean that we're putting life or goals on hold. We simultaneously can manifest and call in and summon the energy of what we want as we're going through the process.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Absolutely.
that consistency and the discipline of habits that work for you. And we get to choose.
Yeah. And it's like getting up first thing in the morning. I mean, and I'll put my hand up and say I begrudgingly started getting up early. I went I went in kicking and screaming.
Mm-hmm,
One
mm-hmm.
of the only reasons why I actually did start getting up early was because I was building my businesses around my day job, and it was the only time that I had that I wasn't already utilizing. Right. So
Yeah.
like, but as soon as I started doing it, you know, like well, I now have an English bulldog in my face at 5:20, whether I like
Oh,
it or not. So that is
great.
my alarm,
Your
right?
alarm clock.
Yeah, exactly. It's breakfast time, so I don't get a choice. But like, there is something really beautiful about it, and just getting up before the traffic starts, because I live on a road,
Yes.
and like just being able to kind of get up and start to hear the first cars, you know, and sit in the silence is just
Yeah.
so nice, and it just
Yeah.
gives you time just to think about,
Grand.
yeah, just actually space in your brain, you know,
Yes.
just
Yes.
lovely.
And you know what we know as well about the psychology of manifesting and the subconscious mind is that the subconscious mind is more susceptible first thing in the morning and last thing at night.
Mm,
So it is a great time to be journaling, to be writing out your goals or affirmations, and to really pressing upon what you want to achieve, where you want to prosper in your life. It really is a beautiful opportunity to work with that energy.
mm, it is. And there was something that I can't remember whether I saw it on like Gaia or I read it. I can't remember, but it's the space in between night and morning. It's that transition point, you know,
Okay.
and I can't remember what it was because my memory is so bad. But I remember thinking, oh, you know, when they said it was so beautiful, and I'm so sorry because I can't share it with you because I can't remember. But it was something,
Yeah.
the magic of that particular time of
Mm.
day where we move into night into morning, and it's that
Mm.
gap, you know, and,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the
And
most.
energetically, I can feel that, even though you're not naming it, but I can feel it. And, you know, we're always told to look to nature.
Yeah.
We're always told to look to nature. And I heard recently, I thought it was a really good example of this, that, you know, nature doesn't go in a straight line. You know, when we set a goal and we want to go to that target and we want to go now and we want to get it there, that masculine energy of pushing and thrusting
Yeah.
and achieving, you know, nature doesn't do that. If we think of a river or a waterfall, you know, it doesn't go in straight lines. It's that ebb and flow and
Mhm.
circular and moving. And yeah, nature, they say, reminds us. And
Yeah.
it's that, you know, that gentle transition of time where we're like, I gotta get up. I gotta get up and eat my coffee. Nature doesn't do that. So it's really always connecting and trying to find our own flow as well,
Mhm.
that works for us. And I suppose that what's interesting there, because you brought in about the masculine energy, and one of the things in Bloomgard, I put a table in there which describes the nature of the masculine and the feminine. You know, how we need that action, we need the masculine, we need the structure, but the flow is the feminine energy, and this is not gender related. You know, probably most of society do have that masculine because of our education system and how we're taught and structured. Um, but it is that feminine energy that is the manifesting, creating flow energy.
Mm.
that we often have to work in to create that yin and yang balance. And one of the examples is, if you think of what's going to shift things, is it the granite or the water?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we, oh, the granite, it's strong, it's holding its own, but it's the water that would shape shift and change things. So it's a great way, and thinking about nature and the masculine and feminine, and it is the
Yeah,
feminine that births new ideas and creativity.
it is. It's like and this is like, even though you've been talking to me about this for the longest time,
Yeah,
and I don't think you're going to disagree that perhaps I didn't really pick up on the concept as a whole, and I'm only just starting to get it now, because I just thought it was all about the doing, and I completely didn't even spend any time thinking about the possibility of the being. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I was all do,
yeah.
all do, all do, and I wasn't being. I wasn't given my
Mm,
chance to be for the people that I was serving as well as I could have done, and I wasn't given the chance, the being for me to actually be moving into a space where I truly wanted to, you know, transverse into. I was just so in the doing, I just
yeah.
neglected the being completely. That's
And
unbelievable.
that's so, it's the case, Amy, for a lot of people that are in the corporate world,
Yeah.
because it is the framework. Like, I've taught in London, I've taught in Wales, I've taught in Ireland, and it is the education system in not just the UK, but I think globally, it is this structure that we treat children like empty vessels, and it is all about the doing, exams, testing.
um,
And it's a bit like we throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's we forget about this beautiful intuition, this connectivity, this knowing
yeah,
that is so
absolutely.
beautiful. And there's nothing more beautiful than being present to one another. And
Hmm.
that's where we get all our aha moments.
It is. It's there's just so much beauty in it. And
That was like, yeah, yeah.
I was
Beauty
speaking
was the word. Yeah,
I was speaking into this. I had a brand expert on a couple of weeks ago called Sarah, and
that's it.
I was touching into like the importance of being. Like, here's what you do. I can give strategy until the cows come home. You know, I knew that the reason why my business wasn't moving forward the way I wanted to wasn't because of the strategies. I've got them all. I think of 1,000 different ones a day. My brain just
Yes.
goes in that way. But
Mm,
what I didn't have was the feminine energy, the being. Who am I
mm,
showing up? What do I really want?
mm.
Like, who am I actually? What energy am I bringing
Yeah.
to my business, to my life, to my relationships? And then that's not to say, like, what kind of energy like this, do you know what I mean? But just like,
Yes.
what kind of good energy, what boundaries am I not setting? All of these kind of things.
Yes.
It was just craziness. So I knew that that's what I needed help with. And I think that that's the importance of these kind of conversations, especially in
Yes.
business, because it's not all about the strategy. And that's why it's so important that we have a really healthy mix of the masculine and the feminine in these workshops. So I'm really pleased that you took the time out to run everyone through that today in so much more of a more eloquent way than I could ever attempt. So I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much. Thank
That's
you.
all right. I'm going to open the floor up for any questions. So please do pop them in
Lovely.
the chat. And whilst that is happening, I know that you've got a higher self-guided meditation that you're going to share with the peeps today. Um,
Yes.
do you want to speak a little bit into that? And I'll pop the link
Oh,
into the chat.
great. I'm glad you did that technical piece, because I stopped breathing for a second, thought, am I supposed to have that link ready?
All right,
Great.
go for it.
Yeah. So this
Masculine.
fabulous. Yes. And this is a beautiful guided meditation that does exactly that. It creates that opportunity. And within that meditation, there's going to be techniques that you can take into your day, like pressing pause, connecting with the body, bringing yourself through the breath, senses, embodying emotions and feelings, and then just connecting with the heart energy, and accessing that wisdom. So that is that. And then if you go to catrionajones.com, just / I don't know if you can put that in, that would be great. www.catrionajones.com / Bloom Girl. And with that, you'll get the coaching workbook. And I always say, you know, this goes with the book. It's a beautiful document. It's got so much in it. It also, if you sign up and download the document, it will activate a series of more guided meditations. So there's like a life purpose meditation, there's a relaxation meditation, there's an inner child. So the whole process is there for you to navigate with. And of course, reach out to me if you do have any questions, but I'd love to hear from anybody if they have a question as well this evening, because it is tender work as well. It is the inner child healing.
It is 100%, 100%. I'm really pleased actually that you've brought that up, because I have to have guided meditations because of my ADHD-ness. So
Yes.
I need to listen to stay to stay in track. So I'm absolutely delighted that you've put those in, because I needed some new ones. So thanks.
There you go. Great. Great. Yeah.
It's we are a little earlier today, so the replay will be going out, guys, for you
Great.
the teeth in. So I'll make sure you've got all of the links as well, so you can access those. And don't forget that I'll pop a note. Oh no, that's the wrong link. 110% the wrong link. You can book your free discovery blueprint session. So if you are looking to start, grow, or scale your business and you're a little bit unsure as to which step you get to take next, fear not. I can definitely help you with that. I've had some fantastic people take me up on those over the last oh, there we go, I didn't hit copy link, over the last couple of weeks. And you know, all manner of things are happening. They're launching their own gyms and open days and functional medicine practices and buying businesses and all kinds of really cool stuff. So
Exciting.
I know, oh, it's so exciting. I love listening to people's
Yes.
so yeah, so go ahead and book one of those. If you're watching this on the replay, the link will be underneath as well, and I'll make sure that you have got all of Kat's information so that you can access those as well.
Great.
I'm a little earlier than usual today, so I think we're a little bit quiet on the questions, but if there are no questions, we will wrap up this session. I'll get the replay out to everybody, but a big thanks, Kat, for
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. And please, yeah, reach out, talk to me if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. Thanks all. Have a good one.